Hey, my loves. So we are on part 5 of 556, the story from the Pages series. I am Queen Visionary, and I'll be the one you hear behind the mic. So some time has passed since Nyx and Quincy broke up, but we gotta check in to see what's new with Nyx, Quincy, and Lana. So here we go. 1 year later, Nyx and Lana were now living in Atlanta, and Nyx had rebuilt her life with care and intention. Atlanta was good to her. New roots, new rhythms, new distractions. And Lana, she was thriving. Honey, do you see this? I mean, do you actually have your eyes on this? Lana said one Sunday evening, coming excitedly through their condo's front door. She threw her keys and purse on the couch and walked into the kitchen where Nyx was finishing up dinner for them. She was holding a small sized poster of herself. My snatched body plastered on a billboard in downtown Atlanta. Me. Can you believe it? 3 hours in the gym every day for the past 9 months have paid off, and it's giving all the tea to everyone who walks or drives past. I love that for me. Lana geeked while twerking in happiness. Nyx laughed and gave Lana a big hug. Get it, friend? You look amazing. Seriously? Yes, girl. You know you look stunning. Nyx smiled. I'm proud of you. And she meant it because watching Lana win made everything feel possible. Even if Nyx herself stayed carefully untouched by anything and anyone that could hurt her again, she lived safe and for the most part quietly. She and Lana had gone out and seen Atlanta many times, but Nyx never gave any guy any attention who tried to get it. It had been a year, and Nyx still hadn't said his name out loud. Quincy. It lived in her head instead, quiet and unfinished. She told herself not to think about him, but that was hard because sometimes, especially at 5:56 a.m., when the sun rose just right, she remembered every moment. Then, one day, it happened, and on a random Tuesday, because of course it did. Nick stepped into a hotel lobby in Fort Lauderdale, pulling her suitcase behind her, already mentally preparing for the next few days she was there for a work conference. It was a beautiful, sunny, and perfect 79 degrees. And after checking in, she headed to the elevator, wanting to get to her room quickly so she could get to the pool and the pool bar even quicker. She bumped into someone while walking and looking down at her phone. Oh, excuse me, I apologize. Looking up, she paused and almost stumbled. He looked up at the same time as he was walking in on his phone as well. And the world stopped. And she remembered at that moment what life was like a year ago. Nyx? Her breath caught instantly because there he was. Quincy. Exactly the same, but completely different. Same dimples, same soft, toasted almond, flawless skin. His once low cut, neatly trimmed goatee, now somewhat rugged and grown out with a bit of gray hair coming through. She liked it actually. It made him look older and more cultivated. He was a bit more muscular too, obviously hitting the weights over the months, but he seemed like a dream, almost a stranger. Mostly because the life she knew in DC with Quincy was now a distant memory, a part of her past. So why did that moment feel so real, so present? Why did feelings she worked hard to suppress race to the surface in an instant and sit on her like it was a year ago? Quincy, she said quietly. Neither of them moved, neither of them knew how. The weight of everything unsaid was thick, and Nyx took a deep inhale. I didn't think I'd ever see you again, he admitted. Nyx swallowed. I moved out of state. I know. She blinked, You know? He nodded. I went to your apartment about a month after we last saw each other, ran into your old neighbor, Judy. She told me you and Lana took off for Atlanta. Her chest tightened and she looked away because she felt his hurt in that moment more than she expected. A while later, they were sitting across from each other in a restaurant not too far from the hotel. Similar energy to Houston, but heavier now, fragile, and with baggage and a story of the two of them. A light conversation had developed, but Nyx wondered what brought him to Miami. What are you doing here anyway? She asked with slight irritation. She was honestly tired of them meeting up like this. My client lives here. I came to go over some sensitive documents with him that can't be sent via email, fax, or postal mail. They have to be discussed in person. And to what does Miami owe the pleasure of Miss Nyx? He took a bite of his Cajun chicken pasta. I would love to take a bite of you like that. Her thoughts came before she could stop them. She quickly shook her head free of any more thoughts. Are you okay? He asked, noticing her distracted moment. Oh, yeah, I'm here for a work conference, she said, fidgeting. He nodded, understanding, and smiled. Nyx, Quincy said, leaning forward, slightly frowning. You left, and without even giving me a chance to explain. She let out a small breath. She knew this moment would come at some point. I saw enough. No, he said firmly. You saw a moment, not the truth. Nyx's jaw tightened. Quincy, I didn't sit down with you to argue and talk about what happened a year ago, okay? I think it's time I leave. Nyx began to stand up, but Quincy softly touched her arm. Please don't go. Can we start again? Let me explain. Okay, then explain it, she said. He didn't hesitate. Angela showed up unannounced, he said. I told her it was over, that it had been over. I never tried to kiss her. I never gave her any reason to think there was something still between us. Nothing except let her in at 1 a.m. Nyx sat back and crossed her arms. She never came inside my apartment, Nyx. But you're right. I shouldn't have entertained her as long as I did, and especially at that late hour. I never meant to disrespect you. I never meant to hurt you or humiliate you. I apologize for that and for allowing her to disrespect you as well. I made it clear after you left that her and I would never be anything more than history. We haven't even spoken since then. Nyx watched him closely and nodded slightly. Well, thank you for saying that. Quincy exhaled. She wanted to start over, but I loved you, Nyx. Honestly, I still do. He was simple, clear, unshaken. Tears filled Nyx's eyes before she could stop them. I ran. I was so hurt and saw what I saw. It reminded me of. She trailed off, not wanting to relive Philly and now DC. Quincy's voices Quincy's Quincy's voice softened. I know what it reminded you of. Nyx, I am so sorry. And whether or not we reconnect, I'd like to be on record saying that and hope you can forgive me and heal. He leaned over and took her hand. I should have stayed longer to hear you out. She shook her head, frustrated with herself now. I just, her voice broke. I thought it was happening again. I was a jerk, yes, but I'm not him, Nyx. That hit. That hit deep. I know that now, she whispered. Regret began to seep in for Nyx, allowing fear to prevent her from a future with Quincy. After I heard you moved, I wanted to find you, but you were just gone, and I couldn't accept it, Quincy said. Nyx looked up, tears flowing freely now, but she couldn't stop them even if she wanted to. There was just too much pent up emotion she hadn't dealt with. He continued, after all the time we spent together, you were just gone. Quincy's eyes now filled with tears, and Nyx heard and saw the pain in his eyes and in his voice that she had never experienced before. Her heart ached. I thought you were gone forever, Nyx. I knew I would never love again like I loved you, he added quietly. I thought you betrayed me, she admitted. The silence was mutual but painful. Are you happy? Quincy asked, his eyes searched and hoped for a no. Nyx hesitated because the answer wasn't simple. I'm okay, she settled with a safe response. That's not the same. He sat back in his chair. No, she said softly, it's not. But it's my answer. A long pause. Then she spoke. Are you? She asked. He shook his head. No, Nyx. Not since you left me. No hesitation, no pretending, just his raw truth. Everything came rushing back, and all at once. The bar in Houston, the elevator, the slow build, the patience, the safety, the love she was too afraid to name. Nyx looked at him, really looked at him, and realized something devastating. She never stopped loving him. I was ready, you know, Quincy said quietly. Nyx snapped out of her thoughts. For what? For you, he said. For us. Her heart cracked open all over again. I just needed you to stay. Quincy sported his puppy dog eyes with the best of them. Nyx wiped her tears. I didn't know how, she whispered. I would have taught you, he whispered back. That broke her completely. This moment began to change everything. Nyx stood up suddenly. Quincy looked up at her, confused, hopeful, terrified that he would mess up this chance. Nyx, this feels like fate. Like maybe we have a second chance. I'm tired, she said suddenly, her voice shaking. I'm tired of running. He stood slowly. What are you saying? Nyx stepped closer, close enough to feel his presence again. I'm saying, she took a breath, if this is still real for you, it is, he said instantly. She nodded, tears falling again. Then I don't want to miss it again. Thank you for listening to part 5. I upload new episodes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. right here on the channel. But if you'd like to share your story with me, you have a topic you want to discuss, you need advice, prayer, or just want to vent, please email me at 320 EENT. That is the numbers 320 EENT at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you've been rocking with me so far, thank you so much. And please bless me with a follow on the podcast. It really helps more people find the channel, and it helps my voice get out there and them to hear these conversations. Also, go ahead and like this episode and all the other ones already posted. They're always available for you to listen to anytime. And lastly, please share the episodes with someone who may be able to benefit from them. Remember, your fears don't define you, your doubts don't control you, and your dreams are waiting for you. Until next time, keep speaking in your own voice.